Welcome back to Dishonored 2. We are in the Clockwork mansion and it is time to go pay a visit to Mr. Jindosh. Let's reconfigure the rooms again. Handy way of having a bathroom. Also the toilet disappeared and this turned into some kind of flower atrium. Clockwork Army timetable. Jindosh, I was pleased to hear that the Duke has you working on a much less costly version of your Clockwork Soldier. I saw firsthand what a handful of Clockwork soldiers did in Dunwall. With many more units, we should be able to assert much more military power following the coup. What truly concerns me is the timetable. When will you be able to give us a date? We have ambitious plans, my friend, and we cannot accomplish them without our grand inventor. Sincerely, Major Necophilidus, 1st Attachment to the Duke, Grand Serkonan Guard.
This could be the end of the Isles.
Could, but it will not. Let's go back here and jump down here. I mean, how can we resist such nice loot? By decree of the Academy of Natural Philosophy, underwritten by the Guild of Metallurgy, sponsored by the Electromagnetism Council, and validated by the Chamber of Smoke and Iron, Kirin Jindosh has been banned for life from the Academy. All prior studies and the resulting honours, including the test of transit encoding and the signalling defence, are hereby revoked, and his work toward the title Master of Engineering has been formally rescinded. Curious that. Bathing salts, feathers, scrimshaw. I think we collected everything that was here. There's a coin.
Brianna Ashworth.
Indeed. Does this move that shelf? Does. Oh, a painting. I look upon the craftsman. Okay. Rewire tool. Stun mine, an unfinished letter on legacy. Honestly, I bear no ill will towards Emily Kaldwin or her father, the Royal Protector. I've never given a single fig for any of those palace-born nobles in Dunwall, so how could I think ill of one empress or another? You would not be incorrect in suggesting that my motivations for assisting the Duke were at least twofold. I wanted to advance the courses of natural philosophy for the sake of the work itself, and to show those stodgy morons at the Academy the light they very nearly extinguished. Further, of course, I am no stranger to infamy, and in fact I am fond of it. But there is more driving the engines of my desire. Dynasties rise and fall with the ages, through mundane catalysts such as famine, plague, or bankruptcy. Now, however, we live in a time that is being shaped by genius. Just as Roseborough, Sokolov, Joplin, and Hypatia have set the wheels of history spinning with their contribution, so will Kirin Jindosh. And it is my goal to eclipse those who came before me. No matter how the history books record the tale regarding this turn in power, it must be stated that it was only possible through advances in industry and technological exploration. Power now rests in the hands of the brilliant, and the world will never be the same. Can't fault the man for having high thoughts about himself, at least.
This must be Jindosh's lab.
Indeed it is. Okay, so let's just do this the quickest way possible.
Okay, the machine has detected something.
Yes, an elevator ding.
This playback indicates a false positive. The machine has completed another full instruction set. Make a note. Remove this playback after the final field test.
Keep in mind that those machines can also see with the back of their heads. So we need stun mines. We need several of them. Like so. And then we need one regular arrow.
Better search the office very carefully.
That's one machine down.
You don't stand a chance anyway.
That's Kirin Jindosh down.
Kirin Jindosh.
Those machines are completely oblivious to arrows of any kind.
Search playback.
And there we go. Let's just put him here. That is another pluck, but I don't think we can loot it. Here is his desk. Slug splintering wedges. Tried bloodfly husk. Nothing. Light among the inverse curve. Must be a self-portrait. Note to Kirin Jindosh. Kirin, it is my hope that the pale stars look down with favor upon your attempts to gain Sokolov's favor. But if the old goat will not bend to your will, I can offer an alternative to merely keeping him locked in your assessment chamber and subjecting him to cruel electrotherapy. I have started a new effigy cast in Sokolov's shape. Given time, I believe I might grant me some influence over your esteemed guest, Brianna. Conditioning Sokolov. I tire of dealing with my old teacher. I'm confident that I don't need him to simplify the designs of the Clockwork soldier. But without Sokolov, it could take years to reduce the cost of each clockwork. To design a version that can be built with cheaper, more readily available materials and assembled by Duke Abel's half-witted factory workers. The Duke will get his clockwork army, I'll make sure of that. The question is when. I'll keep experimenting with the electroshock machine, trying to get it just right, and if Sokolov can't be made to help me, I'll continue using the machine on him anyway as entertainment. Such pleasant folk. A rewire tool, some silver dust. Don't think there's anything else of interest here. Doesn't seem like it, so let's just go around the floor we're at and look for things of interest. There's a copper wire in here. I think I saw something else in here. Just a rat tunnel. Let's take Kirin Jindosh with us. Off the elevator, please. Now, let's go down to the main laboratory. This is his main laboratory. And there's a nice...
This must be the electroshock machine Jindosh mentioned.
Let's put him in there.
Anton Sokolov, once the royal physician and head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. In your prime, the most sought-after painter in all the Empire. My hero in younger days. Now, my puppet.
If you're going to use this inelegant-looking device against me, get on with it, Jindosh. Though I'm not sure what you hope to accomplish. I must admit to feeling a bit of professional curiosity as to the function of the apparatus.
Okay.
Anton Sokolov, once the royal physician and head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. In your prime, the most sought-after painter in all the Empire. My hero in younger days. Now, my puppet.
If you're going to use this inelegant-looking device against me, get on with it, Jindosh. Though I'm not sure what you hope to accomplish. I must admit to feeling a bit of professional curiosity as to the function of the apparatus.
Patience, friend, patience. The sequence of events is important. You'll come to understand my electroshock machine, but when? Before or after that light leaves your eyes? And where does it go when it disappears? Who will tell me that?
Has anyone ever loved the sound of his own voice as much as you do, Kirin? Perhaps the device could tell us that.
No, sadly, it cannot. But what it can do is take from you the thing you love the most. Your precious intellect. If you won't agree to collaborate on the next Clockwork prototype, I'll use the device on that brain of yours, Sokolov.
I refuse. If I'm to be a drooling idiot, at least I won't be bothered by any more of your rambling theories.
No friendship lost here. Powering the electroshock machine. Note to self, there is insufficient power to operate the electroshock machine. Until this is rectified, I will have to compensate, freeing up more power for the electroshock machine by configuring the other laboratory platforms so they draw the least power.
The other lab machines are draining away too much electricity.
Now, before we start reconfiguring things, let's have a look around and see if there is anything of interest. Okay, currently there is not. So we want anatomy and optics. We have chemistry and woodcraft. Let's bring up optics. And weaponry whenever this thing is done reconfiguring itself. It is a rather impressive device. It's done. Jindosh entry on whalebone. Today I'll raise the anatomy platform, bringing it up to the laboratory floor when I can resume my work evaluating the rune artifact. Even as a man dedicated to natural philosophy, I must admit that my association with the occultist Brianna Ashworth has renewed my interest in the study of whalebone. Given what I've seen over the past 3 years working with Brianna, I cannot entirely dispel the idea that the bones of the Leviathans possess unusual properties. When pressed, she speaks in the meaningless palaver of the spiritualist. In an attempt to find answers on my own, I have procured one of the so-called rune artifacts, considered heretical, of course, by the narrow minds of the Abbey. However, thus far my examinations have netted nothing of interest. A sample of human tissue affected by these runes might reveal more, were I able to get, say, the jawbone of one of those poor sods burned alive by the overseers. Now let's reconfigure the other side so we get up weaponry, and finally we'll take up anatomy, but for now I want to see if there's anything of interest here while that thing reconfigures itself on the other side. Doesn't appear to be anything of interest here. Here, however, there's a stun mine. 3 stun mines. How useful. Sticky grenade, spring razor, we don't need that. Sleep darts, crossbow bolts, pistol bullets, grenades. Yet another stun mine. And then finally we'll bring up anatomy. Oh, that was optics. Of course, that explains. Now, we'll go down there while it's reconfiguring itself. This is the maintenance part. There's a few coins here. A copper wire. Don't think there's anything else. There should, however, be a key. This guy seems to be rather dead. There's the maintenance key. Another dead person. One wonders what Jindosh has been doing down here to these people. There's a rune or bone charm nearby. It should be up there. Now we can open this door. Call the elevator. There's a hatch going outside, but I don't think there's anything of interest out here. Some coins, the maintenance key. I guess this is another way to get up to his bedroom area. Now let's go back up to the laboratory. And I believe we have enough power now. Weapons, sorry, optics and anatomy. And thus we should just do that.
I'll give you anything you want! Stop! Don't do this! So much will be lost! An age of advancement!
Too bad it had to come to this, Jindosh.
And if I combine the acid against a copper plate, what does it do?
Who knows?
I knew that a moment ago. Does anyone know the answer? I had an idea, but it's gone now.
Well, that's how it goes.
Very much afraid of what's happened.
You should be. Let's grab the rune.
Can't have put me through that machine, but wait, what does it do?
Letter from Delilah. Kirin, you ask what the void looks and feels like, if it can be measured like a real place. Here's my answer. Don't concern yourself with such matters. It is as real as anything I've ever experienced, but if you understood it, you'd know that such a statement makes as little sense as saying that I have been dead. The void is unspeakable, it is infinite, and it is nowhere, ever-changing and perpetual. There are more things in the endless black void, Kirin Jindosh, than are dreamt of in your natural philosophy. Leave aside things beyond your reach and be content that you are gifted with more insight than the common man. Delilah. Is there anything else?
Kill me. Please make me die.
No. Okay, let's save here, because these two are going to start one heck of a ruckus, and I don't know who's going to win. Oh, that helps. Okay, so the one we didn't want to win won. Okay, let's just load the game. What I'll do is that I'll put down a stun mine here. and one there.
And the sweet face.
And that's both of them out of the way, and I don't think any of them saw us. Spotted by enemies, 0. Which is exactly what we wanted. I still don't understand where that ball of light thing, where does it go? Down here. How do I get down there? I can't remember having seen that room. Wait, I have a suspicion. Ah, indeed I was right in my little suspicion. This is a place I actually never was when I've played through the game before. Mind my sensitivities, no whistling while cleaning the windows. What windows? There are no windows down here. Anything else of interest? No idea what this is. And otherwise, the place looks rather devoid of anything of interest. Oh, a map. Huh. Okay, there should be a configuration lever here. I would very much like to go up again. Or maybe not. Let's try that again. Now that thing will be down there. So what we probably should consider doing is place a stun mine here. And then entice it to come up there. Should stop using sleep darts for that. Come on. Get back out here.
Exploration active state now. The machine is switching out of search.
Seem to have enabled another one. I'll just reload there. I'll pause the game while I go downstairs and fetch those things. There we go. Now let's try this one more time. Put a stun mine there. Shoot an arrow there.
Clockwork is scouting.
And then an arrow there.
Extending exploration of the area.
Needs to go a very bizarre route to get there.
Running search protocol. When this plays, search is underway. Continue search.
Okay, let's...
The machine is still searching. Playback for combat protocols.
Oh,
Machine
hello.
perform.
Gonna pause again. And here we are back once more. That will probably help a bit better. And shoot an arrow there.
Machine should begin scouting the vicinity.
There we go. Much better. And there is another machine here somewhere. Okay, it's in the wall there. Picking up the stuff in the display cases. I think that's it. Now we have one more thing to do up here, which is pull the lever. And jump up here. Like so. And again, pull the lever. And somewhere up here, there should be something for us to pick up. There's a dried bloodfly husk. Another dried bloodfly husk. That might actually be it. Let's push the button. Get up on a lamp. There we go. And now we should be able to go through here as well. Which is useful, since we want to go to this elevator. Should be 2 guards down here. Link them.
He didn't want his teeth broken out. Maybe he shouldn't have opened his mouth. Does this Jindosh guy even need us? No one comes here.
Oof. Now, getting these guys out of the way, it's important where we put them. Put them here. Stun mine. I need to save because I believe they can see me if I'm not careful here.
Why would you worry about such a thing? We've been here for months, but we've barely seen a third of the house. If he can replace members of the Grand Guard with those blasted mechanical men, why not us?
Do you have to ask? Can you imagine one of them pouring tea? It might take your hand off.
Give Jindosh time. He'll figure that out too. We'll be out on the streets.
I wouldn't last a night outside, and neither would you.
Put down one of these.
What in the void? What's that?
And link.
Like
There's
it's looking
something
right
And
inside
link.
us.
Comforting about this.
And woof. 2 unconscious servants. Let's just leave them here on the floor, where they are safe. The astounding Clockwork soldiers.
Make a note. Remove this playback after the final field test.
Oof. I think she should be the last guard. Except, of course, for the Clockwork soldier in there. This thing needs to be disabled from the other side, as I thought. Oracular Order divided. A representative from the Sisters of the Oracular Order in Sarkonos paid a surprise visit this week to officials at the Grand Palace, delivering a message that calls into doubt the Order's formerly held position on the illegitimacy of our new Empress Emily Kaldwin. It seems that there is intense disagreement between the sects of the secretive organization. While not a full reversal, the visit to the Grand Palace prompted the following statement from Duke Luca Abel. It pleases me that the Sisters of the Oracular Order have come closer to endorsing our beloved Empress Emily Kaldwin. Her recent and valiant coup is an attempt at restoring just rule to the Empire. And I advise the Oracular Order and the ever-stubborn Abbey of the Everyman to immediately embrace Delilah as Empress, accepting her wisdom and authority. We thank the Oracular Sisters for delivering this vision, and we call for a day of celebration. Meanwhile, Vice Overseer Liam Byrne, speaking on behalf of the Abbey of the Everyman, advises restraint, saying that the latest missives from the Oracular Order are still being interpreted and debated. There's Bone Charm, the Blade Ballet. Probably not something we want. Spring Razors have a slight chance of eliminating a body. There doesn't seem to be any more Bone Charms here. Now we have one final mission to take care of before we enter the assessment chamber.
The Clockwork is scouting.
Yeah, you can scout all you want. Crossbow bolts. We want to take this all the way up to private. You may be wondering why I'm doing this, but the reason why I'm doing this is that if you don't do it, there will be guards coming down this elevator after we've done what we need to do in the assessment chamber. Let's jump down there and then do that. However, I think that we will end the episode here. and the next episode probably will be a bit shorter, but I don't want this episode to last for an entire hour, or maybe even more. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.